Your eyes snap open. 3:17 a.m. You reach for your phone. Tell yourself you're just checking the time. But we both know what happens next. 20 minutes of scrolling. A news article about something you can't change. A photo of someone you haven't thought about in years. The meeting tomorrow. The thing you said 3 weeks ago. That shapeless dread that only exists at this hour. You bargain with your brain. Just let me sleep, please. Now erase all of that. Erase the phone, the ceiling, the concept of 317. Erase the belief that sleep is a right, that rest is owed to you. That night is just a temporary inconvenience between days of purpose. You are not in a bedroom. You are in a cave, a hollow in the earth. The darkness is not the darkness of a room with curtains. It is the darkness of a world without light. No glow, no hum, just breathing around you. The smell of smoke and skin, and the faint, constant reminder that you are alive because you are still breathing. And that is not guaranteed. Your eyes snap open. You don't know it's 3 a.m. There is no a.m. There is only dark and darker, and the slow realization that something has pulled you from sleep into full, terrible awareness. Maybe it was a sound, a branch snapping beyond the dead fire. Maybe it was the cold settling into your hip where the ground meets your body. Maybe it was your bladder or your stomach, or the baby stirring against your chest. Maybe it was nothing at all. Maybe your brain simply decided, for reasons you will never understand, that sleep was no longer available. And here is where everything changes. Because you do not reach for a phone, you do not check the time, you do not have a meeting to dread, or a memory to torture yourself with. You have none of the modern infrastructure that makes insomnia a mental game. You only have the night, the real night, the night that was not designed for humans to be awake in. So what do? The first thing you notice is the silence, not the silence of a house at night full of the ghosts of sound, the furnace clicking, the pipes settling, the distant highway you pretend not to hear. This silence is alive. It has texture. It is the silence of predators listening, of prey holding its breath, of wind moving through grass you cannot see. Every sound that breaks it is potential death. The rustle of leaves, the snap of a twig, the breathing of something that is not human and not far enough away. You are not afraid of the dark. You have never been afraid of the dark because you have never known light. But you are afraid of what the dark hides. And now, awake when you should not be, you are exposed to it in a way that daytime never requires. Your heart beats faster. Not the fast heartbeat of exercise or the flutter of anxiety about an email. This is older. This is the heartbeat of an animal that has realized it is vulnerable. And that vulnerability is not a feeling to be processed, but a condition to be survived. You lie still. You tell yourself, without words, that movement attracts attention. This is not a thought you learned. This is knowledge written into your nerves, your spine, the ancient architecture of your brain that modern life has buried under language and logic. You are prey. You have always been prey. And prey that moves in the dark is prey that dies. But you cannot lie still forever. Your bladder is full. Your hip aches from the ground. The baby stirs again, and you know that if it wakes fully, the whole group will wake, and the night will become a shared crisis instead of a private one. You have to move. You have to decide. This is the moment no one talks about when we imagine ancient human life. We picture them sleeping peacefully, exhausted from the day's labor. We do not picture them awake at the wrong time, with no framework for what awake means, no story to tell themselves about why this is happening, no ritual to perform that might summon sleep back. They did not count sheep. They did not breathe in for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. They did not have warm milk or chamomile or the concept of insomnia as a condition to be managed. They had only the night and themselves and the crushing weight of being conscious when consciousness was not useful. So what did they actually do? The answer is not what you expect. It is not a technique or a hack or a secret ancestral wisdom that will fix your sleep if only you adopt it. They waited, but they did not wait the way you wait. They did not wait with the desperate, bargaining energy of someone who believes that sleep is a train they have missed and must catch the next one. They waited the way a deer waits in tall grass, the way a rabbit waits in its burrow, the way all prey waits, which is to say, they became part of the night instead of fighting it. Picture this. A woman lies awake in a shelter of branches and hides. The fire is ash. The people around her are shapes in the darkness. They're breathing a chorus she has known since birth. She is awake. She knows she is awake. She does not know why, and she does not ask. She listens. Not the listening of someone trying to diagnose a sound, to categorize it, to assign it a meaning and then dismiss it. She listens the way the ground listens, the way the air listens. She is not separate from the night. She is inside it, and it is inside her. And the boundary between her body and the darkness is not as clear as you imagine it to be. She hears something, a footstep perhaps, or the wind, or her own heartbeat. She does not decide whether to be afraid. Fear is not a choice she makes. She exists in it the way she exists in cold or hunger. It is information. Not a problem to be solved. She does not try to relax, does not try to calm down, does not practice gratitude. She simply is. Awake, alive, in the dark, with whatever the dark contains. And then she is asleep again. This is the part that will frustrate you. Because you want a technique. You want to know what trick she used. Some secret modern life stole from you. Your insomnia would dissolve like mist. But she did not do anything. That is the secret. The thing we have lost. A relationship with consciousness itself. She was awake, then asleep. Simply what happened. Your brain did not evolve for 8 hours of sleep. A myth of the industrial age. Sleep was not a single block. A rhythm, a wave, a coming and going. They woke. Existed in the wakefulness. They slept again. There was no war in this. No anxiety, no dread, no spiral of thoughts, only sensation, presence, being alive in a world that did not care. Your 3 a.m. feels different from their 3 a.m. Not wisdom you lack, but no concept of problem. They did not fight the darkness, did not fight their own minds, did not fight at all. You have invented that belief. We have all invented it, our endless war against being awake. But here is what remains. What they left in you, the ability to simply be. Wakefulness is not an emergency. Darkness is not a threat. Your body will find sleep, not forced. She does not know she teaches you this. She only knows the breathing around her, the ash of the fire, the sound that may or may not be a footstep. She slips back into rhythm. Night continues. You will not slip back so easily. Too many weapons against sleep. But imagine stopping fighting. Put the phone down as surrender. Let the darkness be dark. Let the wakefulness be wakefulness. Trust the way she trusted. The night is long. It has always been long. Knowledge of how to exist without war. The question that will keep you awake. If the sound was not the wind, not imagination. What did she do then? When waiting was not enough. When being still was not enough. When the night was occupied, not friendly, fire was ash, she was alone, awake. That is a different night. That is a different story, and it is the one we will tell next.